Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different from the usual. We're going to be watching a 2v2 replay by Scrub Killa and Ahmed, trying to see what important points we can take away from their gameplay and apply to ours. Now, Scrub is obviously a very renowned 2v2 player, as well as Ahmed, so hopefully we're going to be able to see some of the best ways to play 2's by watching these guys play. So without any further ado, let's take a look. So Scrub Killa is playing with Ahmed, which is obviously a very good teammate, so we can't pretend this is a solo queue game really. But yeah, it starts off pretty rough. It gets demoed. Ahmed gets possession from it now. Gonna take it all the way back. So Scrub here is opting to, as you can see, Scrub is opting to take control, because what he sees here is after Ahmed has made the challenge, first off, Ahmed has committed, so he needs to buy time for Ahmed to actually rotate back into the play. Because if he's to make a 50 or to make a challenge and it goes not the way he wants, then it's probably going to result in a goal. So what he's doing here is he's thinking about buying time for Ahmed. He's thinking about pulling both of the enemies towards his side, so when they actually manage to make a counter attack, the enemies have to rotate back and are in a worse position to defend, I should say. So here he sees Tagger looks for a challenge. So he immediately sees this, and he knows the other enemy's gone for boost. So what he's going to do is he's going to pull it back to his corner, and this is going to buy time for Ahmed to rotate, and maybe look for a demo on Tagger. And this is also going to force this enemy to come in here, and it's going to force Tagger to come towards the corner. And then suddenly we've got both the enemies on our side of the pitch, and we still have possession of the ball, so we still have control, and we still can make a play over the challenger, over the first opponent, and then convert into an attack. So very important to consider when your second man is pulling the teammates onto your side, playing the possession you have, and also buying time for your teammate. So here he buys time for Ahmed to rotate. Unfortunately, it makes a little bit of a poor challenge, but we can look past it. He assumed Tagger was going to challenge, so I think flipping there and missing is perfectly fine. So here he plays aggressive because he sees that Ahmed is on the corner. As you can see, Ahmed gets 100 boost, and he is in a very good position to quickly rotate back if need be. So he's going to make a challenge here, and potentially Ahmed can follow up on it, and if the challenge is bad and goes into mid, Ahmed is going to be able to rotate back very quickly and defend. So this is why he commits on the corner here. As you can see, Ahmed rotates back and he goes up for this. As we can see, it plays out. Ahmed is able to rotate back, and that's why Scrub committed on the corner. And Scrub, as you can see, he's not going all the way back for boost. He's low on boost, he's 21 boost. What a lot of people would do here is they'd go all the way back for boost, they go full reset. Very common in GC, even in ranks lower than that too, but even in GC this is very common. People will go all the way back to reset for boost, but you'll see Scrub actually hovers around the midfield. We'll just go back a little second. So here, he doesn't immediately go back. What he does is he waits to see how this play plays out, right? Because this play can be beneficial for them, right? So that's why he's waiting for it. He's not just assuming that this is going to be bad or assuming a defensive stance. He's thinking, well, if my teammate gets a challenge here, maybe there's actually an opportunity for me to turn and keep aggression. So I really like this play. Sometimes you can wait a second just to see if something plays out, and it doesn't have any effect on your play, right? Because if this goes badly for them, you can almost rotate back anyways. So it's a really nice hover by Scrub here. And because he hovered, he's able to get that goal. Ahmed might have scored it regardless, but he's able to get that goal anyway, which is nice. They're shadowing in defense, letting Ahmed take possession. Ahmed gives away possession, and Scrub is going to look to either shadow or challenge here. Now let's have a look as to why he challenges. So in a lot of situations, I would normally go for a shadow here. I think the reason he challenges is because Tagger, like he's watching Tagger, right? So this is something that comes when you start shadowing a lot more. Is you start to watch your opponent, and when you're shadowing, you look for an opportunity where your opponent is screwing up, and then that's when you capitalize, right? That's when you turn, that's when you go aggressive. I think what Scrub sees here is that Tagger is not in a great position. He's put himself underneath the ball, and he's relatively far away from it actually, and he's not going to be able to get a good touch on this, so that's why he goes for the challenge here. And that's only going to come from actually watching your opponents instead of, you know, thinking about your own play, thinking about what you're going to do. So always do that when you're shadowing, very important. Right here, you can see he goes on the wall. This is really nice. And what a lot of people would do right now is they'd smack the ball into mid. And now Scrub realizes that Ahmed was just in the corner, so that he can literally do nothing here. Like this play is mute, right? And it's very important to realize when you don't have a play. Because what a lot of people do is, even when they don't have a play, they'll try and make it into a play. And that's when you start passing into mid to nobody, and that's when the enemy gets possession and gets a free goal. Scrub realizes that he has no play. What does he do? He literally just stays on the wall, goes off the wall, and then he starts sitting back. So he realizes that there's nothing valuable to be done here. So he thinks about what he can do now, right? What can he actually do now? So I imagine he's going to rotate back, giving his positioning. He's thinking about disruption, he's thinking about demos, boost steals, this kind of thing. He goes for the boost steal, and he gets the demo. Literally perfect play by Scrub. Super, super good. He realizes that his offensive play is completely dead, and he tries to make something out of basically nothing, right? So he rotates back and he looks for something to do. And demoing and boost steals are always something you can do. Okay, again, playing that second man, hovering. Gets a nice save on the flip reset play, and unfortunately Ahmed puts that one away himself, but not much you can do about it. We all make these mistakes sometimes. We turn here, so as you can see, the Scrub is actually shadowing from all the way back here. So he turns here, and again, normally he would shadow here, and he starts to kind of see it, right? You see it in his movements. He kind of brings his car around, and he turns it a little bit back. You can see he's kind of like hesitating with this turn here. So this is the start of a shadow. And then he suddenly realizes that Safix, because he's watching him, right? He's observing him because he's looking for an opportunity to challenge and break that offense. And as soon as he sees that Safix screwed up, bang, he's straight into the ball, he's straight into taking possession. And that's kind of what shadowing is all about, right? It's very nice. I think it's a beautiful flip reset goal. Really, really nice by Scrub. Again, something to note, goes for that controlled play over anything else, right? So right here, he has opportunities. He could boom it to the left to Ahmed, he could shoot it backboard, but obviously the best possible play in Rocket League is one that allows you to keep control, right? And this is mechanics. The best mechanics in the game are the ones that allow you to keep control of the ball whilst you're doing the mechanic. And that's what makes ground to air dribbles, flip resets, and all of those other shots like ceiling shots very, very effective in offense, because you can keep control of the ball whilst you're making the play. Just a lot of misses. Scrub has no boost. He's getting as much aggression as he can with it. He's going to steal their boost, rotate back. Now the reason he keeps aggression here, take a look. So if we go back, he steals their boost. He knows that Safix used a shit ton of boost with that play right there, like a lot of boost, right? Because he flew up, he even missed the ball, and he had to use boost to recover. And he knows that Tiger's not in a position to go for this ball because he's backwards. And when Safix is again struggling, he knows that he can keep aggression here, he can buy time for Ahmed to rotate, and then they can continue their attack afterwards, right? And when he goes for this ball, he's not thinking about scoring. That's very important. He's not going for the goal, he's not thinking about the short gratification. He's thinking about the long term, right? He's thinking about putting this into the corner, going for that more controlled play that buys Ahmed more time, gives him more offensive presence, and is going to allow him to actually create a very good offensive opportunity. Because offensive opportunities are never good if you're just hitting the ball, smacking it in the goal, smacking it, you know, into God knows where. Again, he goes for that play that gives him a little bit more control over the offense. Buys Ahmed that time. Unfortunately, they do lose possession from it. It's a good save by the opponents. Ahmed gets beat, and it's a very nice play from Tiger there. Ahmed is going to pass into mid or go for that solo play. So Scrub's hovering to see what happens. Scrub gets possession. Tries to go to a pass to Ahmed. A little unfortunate that we didn't communicate that. Scrub is going to put it over the second man here. Now I believe the reason for this, you know, you could probably take control of this ball here. So when Scrub rotates back. Now they're 2 goals up. So my thinking here is when Scrub sees that second man disappear outside of his vision, he can't really look at where he is because this is a very mechanical play he needs to make. So he's going to make an assumption, right? This is kind of like the exception to the controlled plays. Sometimes you're gonna have to assume that the enemy's challenging and just go for that play to put it over them. And that's what Scrub does here, right? He can't see the second man. He saw him kind of turn into mid, so he has to assume that he's gonna challenge. And since they're 2 goals down, it's an even higher likelihood that this guy's gonna try get offensive, try and apply pressure even harder than before. So it's a good assumption for him to make that he has to put this over the second man. And even when he turns here on the wall, we see a lot of the pitch, right? And we still don't see that second man, so where is he, right? He's going to be on mid. He has to be pressuring because we don't see him. So that's kind of the information he's collecting right here. Allows him just to go for this play that goes for the beat instead of the control. And Safix was patient and actually turned. But again, like, it's still a good play. And we can still pressure really hard from this. And it's very safe to do this, so props to Scrub for realising that. Very nice passing play by Ahmed. Should be a very easy finish. Super good. So Scrub again, just playing that second man, hovering, waiting for the play to unfold to decide whether or not it's a good attack or whether or not it's a bad attack. Alright, so this is a bit of a dangerous play by Scrub. We can see here Ahmed is out of the play, and I believe the reason he does this is because Ahmed is out of the play, right? So if he doesn't go for this ball, it's going to leave him in this horrible 2v1 situation where he literally can't defend as well as he would like to, because one of the enemy players is going to go for a bump or a demo, and the other one's going to set up a very controlled play. So he's opting here to, instead of defending and shadowing 2v1, which is going to be very difficult, he's opting to actually go aggressive and try and cut off that play before it starts, and at the very least he wants to delay the enemy's attack and give Ahmed time to rotate back. And you can see he doesn't cut it off, but he does delay it, and that gives Ahmed time to rotate. And as you can see, it's just enough time for Ahmed to make that save and for them to reset. So a very nice play by Scrub there, cutting off that offense before it started. Goes for some very mechanical wall dashes, make sure he's there for Ahmed. And again, just playing that second man shadowing roll, takes the boost there, gonna turn, he's gonna go for the beat because he is first man. And he gets a goal from it. So yeah, very good game overall. I hope you guys can see Scrub demonstrating some of those things that we talk about in our coaching sessions and some of the other important points that I make, kind of just in general about Rocket League, because it applies all the way up to the highest ranks, and I hope you can see that now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace, peace.